Can a bike designed for e-touring and commuting cut it in the hurly-burly world of mountain biking? Or should you choose something that loves nothing better than a whole pile of trouble? Yes, I'm talking about the bike and not the rider. Today we're joined by Georgia Leslie of Specialized. I'm going to see just how far I can stick with Georgia on a range of trails on my Husqvarna Grand Tourer. So the aim today is to ride a range of graded trails from red to blue to black to orange. Georgia is on her, is it 170?
170 mil front and rear, Specialized Kenevo SL.
Yep, I'm on my Husqvarna Grand Tourer with slick tyres. So we've got gradients up and down and surfaces rough, smooth and...
downright horrible.
We're right here, Georgia?
Okay.
Whoa! Sorry, I got to do my kickstand.
Oh, it's okay.
How would you describe this?
I'd say that was a basic trail and you need moderate skill.
Yeah, probably. And I think well within the capability of my Grand Tourer. Time now to move on to a red.
This is going to come into its own.
I think that's later. Just saw Georgia pushing her bike up the hill. I mean, I'm on a city bike and stuff you can do on these is just ludicrous.
I don't like the technical up.
Go on, Georgia.
Oh! How's he done that? You're a technical wizard, Harry. Oh, Jones, I can't hear you.
Yeah, this is possibly where the mountain bike is definitely at an advantage. Hey, so red climb, all totally within reach of my Tourer.
Seems that way to me.
The next up is the descent.
Oh, God.
Okay, so blue up fine, blue down fine, red up fine, red down kind of not so much.
Whoa. I think you're forgetting something, Steve. Red up. I think you actually made an earthquake happen in Scotland.
However, let's talk about the bikes just for a minute. Now, obviously, Georgia's got a full-on 170mm travel mountain bike. I've got what I mentioned is an e-tourer sort of stroke commute bike. Now, there is a fundamental difference between the two bikes in terms of the componentry and obviously in the ability, likewise with the riders, but we'll go on to that a bit later. Slick tyres, suspension, 120mm suspension on the front, or actually maybe 100mm suspension on the front. No suspension on the rear. We've got mud guards, got a rack, got a super comfy seat. Got lights, got a display, comfortable grips, disc brakes. Oh, and that beautiful stand. I do love the stand, Georgia.
Steve's favourite part of this bike is the kickstand.
Give us a quick summary of your bike.
Quick summary of my bike. This is the Specialized Kenevo SL. I think we've said that already.
Geometry.
170mm front and rear. This is an S3, which is the equivalent of a medium, although you could go small or large if you wanted a smaller or a larger bike. It's got a 460mm reach, which is relatively long.
See, now Georgia's gone into the technical details.
Actually, I would also like to point out that mine does have an equally, maybe if not more comfortable saddle too, and a display that is integrated into the frame.
With one of those things.
As well as a dropper post and disc brakes.
Yeah.
I don't have a kickstand, however.
But you do have a rear mudguard.
I do have a very teeny tiny rear mudguard, which works brilliantly.
But actually it's the geometry which I rudely interrupted you, Georgia, sorry. the geometry on this bike is made for horrible, nasty descents, drops, rocks, roots.
Point and go.
It's meant to keep you stable, right?
Absolutely.
Whereas this is meant to keep you kind of more
I think
upright.
one of the key factors of geometry is how slack this is at 63.5 degree and how steep that head angle is at.
At this point, we now transition to the black trail. Unfortunately, the mountain bike world hasn't actually cottoned on yet to black climbs, so it's straight in with the black descent, Georgia.
Ouch.
Serious? What? Why am I even thinking of coming down here? I mean, look at that. Oh, it's just hideous. Thing is, right, Georgia, I mean, this one is an excuse to... Oh, it's so good, isn't it? It's just so good. Thing is, right, that's like a tourer bike down a full-on black track.
Yeah.
I mean, it has no right to be here.
Absolutely not. And I did hear you scream like...
But, you know...
Yeah.
But that is where the suspension travel and the geometry and the tyres and the whole package comes into its own, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Down there it was point and shoot.
I mean, but you take that into a town or into a forest track, that bike will see you for dust.
Well, that's why they have different meanings.
They do.
That's not the right word. What do I mean?
Can I just go and try my stand again? I gotta say, I mean, check this out. Check this out. Ready? Watch this.
I feel like you need brake lights
Look
on
at
that.
It's so good. Look at this. Look at this.
But look at all my lovely travel.
Yeah, but look at that. Shimano motor, 625 watt hour battery. Sorry, 630 watt hour battery. Loads of features. Removable display. Bouncy stem. Bash guard. Electronic gears.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Electronic gears. You ain't got that of it.
I've got a nice integrated display that doesn't stick up and annoy you. I have 170 mil of travel, 320 watt hour battery. Range extender can be an additional.
However, I'm going to get more range because I've got slick tyres. See you later. Whoa! Now, I'm not saying that we can't do black graded trails on a touring bike. It's just that the comfort and control is much better on a mountain bike. Woo! I tell you what, Georgia, pretty bloody capable bike.
Yeah.
Pretty capable bike. I mean, if you wanted to kind of get off the beaten track, fire road, smooth single tracks, blue trails, a little bit of red trail, that can do a lot, I guess. And I guess most brands do these e-touring commuter style bikes, don't they?
Absolutely.
But I suppose when it gets to the harder reds and blacks, you do need a mountain bike,
You're
don't you?
definitely going to need a mountain bike. This was way more capable down the actual mountain bike trails, whereas there was a lot of screaming.
And of course it does depend on the rider as well.
Of course.
But I tell you what, Georgia, that stand, that's a genius.
I think I might have to get one on this.
I just love it so much. Folks, if you're thinking about buying your first e-bike, are you going to buy an e-tourer or a commuting bike, or are you going to go for a mountain bike? Let us know what you're going to get in the comments down below. Georgia, thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.